everybody, welcome back to the Garrett 426 channel. I know it has been a little while since I last put up a video. That is because I have been very busy. I moved up to a position that I wanted at work where I now drive brown package cars for a living, and I had to go out of town for a week for training and then have to adjust to the position and all that kind of stuff while simultaneously moving my entire house, which was not fun at all. And just to top it all off, 10 days from the time that I am recording this video, I will be getting married. So I've also been planning a wedding during all of this. Yeah, I've just had a, it's been tough. Some aging has happened during this, but it is not due to lack of content. That is for sure. I have tons of content, actually, tons of stuff for the Beetle. I got something to show you on the Z. I did buy a new vehicle, which the only hint that I'm giving you on what I bought is that tailgate. If you know what that tailgate is off of, then you know what I bought. Also, stuff with the Dakota, which we're gonna dive straight into on what is going on with it. I've gotten a couple of messages on Instagram about, hey, I haven't seen a video on the Dakota. Yes, I understand. I only have 636 subscribers as I'm recording this. Believe it or not, people have actually messaged me about it. Apparently people actually give a damn about the Dakota. I'm honestly quite surprised. I mean, it is a pretty good build, I guess. But this is what's going on with it. I've been daily driving this for probably since February-ish, maybe January, and it has been phenomenal, extremely reliable. The only issues that I have had was the cooling system, and not because the radiator wasn't big enough. That was original to this truck. It would house any motor that was in it. No, it's because the radiator broke and it would drain fluid out on me, and whenever it got hot it would really spew fluid everywhere. What I inevitably ended up doing was replacing the water pump, putting in a 185 degree thermostat, pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it, and a big boy, you can see it in there, 3-row all aluminum radiator, and this thing's cold as ice. I mean, it does not get hot at all. It doesn't even try to. It's just been awesome. That's the only problem I ever had with it. I did try to mess around with some of the evap stuff, which I inevitably ended up removing because a lot more room in here now that all that's gone, and try to get it to work. I could have gotten it to work, but get rid of it, clean up the engine bay. It still has the PCV system that's built into the intake manifold, so we're leaving that alone. I'm still trying to figure out the cruise control. I have a couple of ideas on what I want to do to get it figured out and running. I just have to implement it. I am also going to, I know this might sound crazy, install catalytic converters. Here's why. Currently what this truck is running is some Hooker 1 7/8 headers to a 3-inch collector. And then from that 3-inch collector, both the pipes come together to an X pipe. And then from that X pipe, they keep going down. This is a full true dual exhaust on this vehicle.
Now, before anybody is like, oh, but back pressure, you need to have back pressure. Look, I don't care. It's a true dual 3-inch exhaust. I completely understand that it is way too big for a 5.7 Hemi, but there's a reason for it. It is overbuilt to be future-proof. If I want to slap a supercharger on this thing, I can. Don't have to worry about the exhaust. If I want to put on big heads and cam, I can. Don't have to worry about the exhaust. What if I want to do a huge, 392 stroker? I can, and I don't have to worry about the exhaust because the exhaust is overbuilt.
They go to 2 mufflers. They are, if I remember correctly, Flowmaster Flow Effects mufflers. In fact, if you take the muffler and you tilt it, you can see straight through it. And then it comes right out this here side exit. And it sounds amazing until it starts doing that redneck clappy thing between like 2000 RPM and 2400 RPM. And I hate it. I want a nice, low, mean rumble from this truck. Not, that clap, 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 clap shit. Like, not about it. I understand some people like it. I absolutely hate it. So I'm putting catalytic converters on it to help get rid of all the clapping, because that will get rid of it according to all the very smart and lovely people that definitely know what they're talking about on the internet. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And since I just talked about the exhaust, let me go ahead and give you a little cold start. I haven't started this thing in a few days. And that is how I die from carbon monoxide poisoning, because it's below 50 degrees outside and I'm freezing and I have all the doors closed. And I want to stay warm. Yeah, sounds amazing. Until you're driving it. And it doesn't sound quite as nice. Only between that RPM. Outside of that, whoa, sounds mean. But besides the cruise control and the Cadillac converters so that it sounds all nice and pretty, it also needs, very importantly, well, I guess wheels aren't very important, but definitely tires for sure. That tire is not that bad. That one over there looks like a drag slick and it's actually starting to throw chunks. Fronts are brand new, but brakes, really important. The brakes on this thing sucks. It's got like 10-inch drums in the rear and frickin' 11-inch disc in the front. They're horrible. We're gonna be changing out to a 2003 Durango brakes, front and rear. The rear's the tricky part. I'll talk about that in a second. But the front's easy, different knuckle and a different tie rod end. Everything bolts together. So we're going to those because they were the largest brakes that were ever offered from Dodge on this platform.
Okay, I got enough information wrong in this that I just decided to scrap it and just explain it all right here. So the front brakes, its largest caliper that was ever offered, is a 2-piston caliper. It currently has a single piston caliper on it. That caliper and bracket and all that goes with it is specific to a 2003 and no other vehicle. Now the rears, on the other hand, different story. The rear caliper, not the bracket. The bracket is specific to a 2003 Durango, but the caliper itself was the exact same rear caliper that was used on the 3rd gen and 4th gen rear brakes on the 1500s. They legitimately still make this caliper brand new in 2022. It's actually quite nice.
So essentially, I'm getting 1500 brakes on my Dakota. Those are brakes that were pretty good, you know, to hold back about 5,500 to 6,000 pounds, you know, with a trailer and all that. They were built pretty good. This truck with me in it weighs, no bullshit, with full tank of gas, me in it, and my bag of tools, 4180. So this thing is pretty much under 4,000 pounds. It's very, very, very light, which is awesome with that Hemi. But along with the brakes and all of that is this bad boy. This is a 9 1/4 rear end. Now, why am I swapping in a 9 1/4 rear end? 3 reasons why I'm swapping this in. Reason number 1, it's a bigger, better, badder rear end. On this Dakota here, I have a stock 8 1/4, and the stock 8 1/4s are fine. They're pretty okay, but this is way more beefy, so it'll get some more ass on the rear, which is nice. And this is a significantly stronger rear end. Some Dakotas did come with a 9 1/4. Pretty much if you had a RT Dakota or a 4.7 Dakota, this rear end was in it for the most part. If you want to know for a fact what rear end that you have in your Dakota or Durango, the 9 1/4s have a hexagonal diff cover, when the 8 1/4s have a roundish ovaled one. So that's reason 1. It is a much stronger unit. Reason number 2, disc brakes. Now that's not specific to this rear end. This rear end did come with drums. They came with, I think, option 11-inch drums was the biggest that you could get on it, and that was on the Durango. If you have a 03 and 04 Dakota, a lot of them did come with disc brakes. Not all of them, but a lot of them came with disc brakes in the rear. Now this rear end is from a Dakota, but it doesn't have the 2003 knuckles. They're different. I'm trying to adapt them over to this. I'll spend all the money and figure it out, and then I'll tell you guys how to do it. But the reason why that you want to go with a Dakota rear end out of a Dakota instead of a Durango is the spring perches on a Durango are closer together. They're a little bit more narrow, so you have to cut them and move them and do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Fuck that. That's not just... no. It's extra work. Reason number 3, it's got a factory track lock. Now that's not to say that the 8 1/4 didn't come with track locks. Some of them did. Mine doesn't have one. In all honesty, I'm kind of surprised I haven't blown it up yet. But this one does have a factory track lock. It is in great condition, so that's wonderful. And there are also 2 gearing options as far as the Dakotas go with this. You got a 355 or a 410. I chose the 355 for my own reason. I understand that the 410 will put more power to the ground and whatnot, but I drive this truck a lot on the interstate, and I really like that I could just pretty much be idling at highway speeds and interstate speeds. Like, it feels like I'm idling. A 410, I ain't gonna feel like that anymore. I understand it's only a 10% increase, but I went with 355. Besides, I already burned the tires off of the stock 355 that's on this damn thing anyways, with ease. moving on to other stuff, just real quick. I am in the process of cleaning up my shop, and due to my new job, I have to do a lot of the stuff at night now. So just a quick little snippet, just to show you guys that I have some kind of content going on. Going to be showing how to redo all the seals on this here 11mm fuel pump that's going to go on the diesel Beetle. Nice little upgrade. Along with that, I got a fuel pump right there from a BEW that's going to swap into that ALH and be pretty nice. Also got this here camshafty boy that I'm going to try to make a lamp out of. It's from my old Beetle motor. That's from the engine that I blew up. And when I mean blew up, that's the piston. It dropped a valve and it's bad. Real bad. Go ahead and click in the corner to check that video out. It's one of my most viewed videos of the teardown of that blown up engine. I already did a whole bunch of stuff to the Z. We're getting there. Probably going to be doing a 3-inch exhaust on the Beetle at some point. There's another look at that tailgate so you can kind of try to figure out what I bought. But there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on with that. I just don't want to tell you what it is yet. So yeah, it's not like I don't have necessarily anything to make content with. I have tons of stuff to make content with. I have tons of videos that I could be making. I've just been busy. I'm gonna try to be better about it now that I am well adjusted into my new living situation and my work and all of that. We should be good now. Anyways, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you actually liked the video, if you didn't, thumbs down it, like YouTube even counts that shit anyways. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, I guess, or not. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.